Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We are here to present our research paper titled Perception of Peruvian Catholic School Teacher Regarding the Integration of the Gender Equality Approach in a National Basic Education Curriculum. The author are María Andrea García-Vargas, Belén Reynoso-Gómez, Marcos Fernando Ruiz-Ruiz, and Ulrike Sallandt. Our presentation will follow the structure of our paper, starting with a brief introduction followed by our methodology, key findings, and implications. We believe our research not only adds to exciting knowledge, but also paves the way for further exploration in gender equality and the gender approach. Let's delve into our research.
Peru is committed to promoting equal opportunities, aligning with the United Nations Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development. The country is enhancing access to education and employment, focusing on a diverse and inclusive society. Following the approval of the National Curriculum for Regular Basic Education in 2016, Peru adopted a competency-based approach that incorporates gender equality. However, this implementation has faced resistance in some conservative institutions, emphasizing the need to examine educator experiences with gender equality in education.
This research centered on two main concepts, the gender approach and regular basic education. The gender approach or gender perspective examines social roles, opportunities, and relationships between men and women. Peru's approach emphasized equality, dignity, justice, and empathy as outlined by the Ministry of Education. EVR in Peru covers early childhood as outlined by the Ministry of Education. EVR in Peru covers progressive stages and cycles that provide flexible, tailored learning based on the students' needs and motivations, grouping them by age or academic level.
Previous research related to gender equality in education includes several key studies. The UNESCO Guide for Gender Equality in Teacher Training Policies and Practices emphasizes the importance of understanding human rights to combat gender inequality in schools. Villavicencio et al. Highlight the need to incorporate gender perspective to promote respect and tolerance among students. Research by Muñoz Cabrejo and Alegría delves into controversies around implementing the gender perspective in the National Basic Education curriculum in Latin America. Ruiz Gamio et al. Examined the impact of sexist stereotypes within the educational system on student development. In Chile, Abed de la Torre advocates for the inclusion of gender perspectives in impending educational reforms, while in Colombia, Muñoz Gañán et al. Explored teachers' perceptions of the implementation of the gender approach and its relation to sexuality.
In Spain, García Perales stresses the need for educational strategies to achieve gender equality. Reza also highlights differences in gender equality policy teaching within Spanish universities' study plans. Lucas Palacios et al. Find education students in Madrid possess theoretical knowledge but lack practical skills for applying gender equality. Mirales Cardona et al. Compare education students' readiness to teach with a gender approach in Greece and Spain, revealing significant training gaps. Aujeva et al. Note a gap between the recognized importance of the gender approach and its implementation among teachers in Russia.
In our qualitative study, we examined how teachers from Catholic schools across Peru perceive the implementation of the gender equality approach in regular basic education. We focused on 15 teachers chosen for their unique perspectives and potential ideological influences. Data collection involved contacting these teachers through phone, messages, or emails, securing their voluntary participation in confidentiality assurances. Interviews were conducted via Zoom or phone, lasting 15 to 30 minutes, and were recorded and transcribed for detailed analysis. We employed semi-structured interviews, allowing flexibility to adjust questions dynamically, enriching our understanding of the teacher's experiences and opinions.
The interview guide included questions about the teachers' characteristics, their knowledge of their approach, its application in institutional practice, their relationship with the educational community, and their general reflection. Up in the screen, you can see our interview guide with the objective of each dimension.
We analyzed our data using grounded theory to develop concepts directly from the data, involving a systematic coding process for easier interpretation. To ensure validity and reliability, we employed three validation strategies: expert triangulation, a pilot test with teachers, and confirmation of findings with participants. These methods strengthen our results, providing clear insights into teachers' perceptions of implementing the gender equality approach in regular basic education.
Now let's explore the interview findings. The teachers range from 32 to 58 years old with extensive teaching experience, mostly in Lima. We also interviewed 4 teachers from various provinces in Peru. They mainly teach cycle 3, 4, and 5 or regular basic education, focusing on subjects like mathematics and English. Some practice unidocencia, teaching multiple subjects in early primary grades. A few also hold administrative roles like grade level coordinators or family relations coordinators. This diversity sheds light on the implementation on the gender approach across Peru regions and educational stages.
In our second dimension, titled Knowledge about the Gender Equality Approach and its Implementation in EBR, we found diverse understandings among teachers. Half of the teachers interviewed recognized the gender equality approach as a means to acknowledge, value, and provide equal opportunities for men and women, thus fostering autonomous and participative development in society. This perspective sees gender equality as transcending the traditional boy-girl binary, recognizing a broader spectrum of gender identities. Other teachers view the approach as crucial for teaching values and skills necessary for equitable social relationships, emphasizing equal opportunities and rights. Meanwhile, a few see it as a way to affirm the equality of men and women, promoting a balanced consideration of diverse identities within society.
In our third dimension, application in educational practice, some teachers face challenges due to personal belief or contextual factors, especially in homogeneous school settings where observing interactions between gender is difficult. Despite this, most teachers integrate the gender approach, sometimes relying on personal interpretation. They use real-life examples to prompt reflection on prejudices and stereotypes. Challenges include parental resistance and adapting to the approach to community perceptions. However, some teachers encounter fewer obstacles when both the institution and parents support its principles.
In our fourth dimension, relationship with key actors in the educational community, most teachers report that stakeholders within educational institutions generally support the implementation of the gender approach in classroom, striving to ensure equal opportunities for all students. Yet some teachers point out that discussions on the gender approach are challenging and occur under restricted conditions. Concerning parents, issues arise mainly around confusion over terms and definitions related to gender approach, with some teachers noting that misconceptions among parents can mislead students. Additionally, one teacher revealed that a conflict between their institution and the Ministry of Education's handling of the gender approach, criticizing it as ideological. Contrastingly, another teacher highlighted that despite the emphasis on faith formation and doctrine within the Catholic educational community, there is also recognition of the need to address gender equality from diverse perspectives.
In our last dimension, general reflections, most teachers prioritize fostering respect for diversity and valuing different opinions, considering it crucial to promote respect from all individuals. A smaller group sees themselves as guides towards gender equality, closely linking in with fostering respect. Another subset emphasizes challenging preconceived belief, particularly regarding gender roles. Viewing is crucial despite in difficulty. Some teachers stress the importance of being role models, ensuring their behavior reflects the values they teach. Lastly, some institutes are actively fostering environments promoting equal opportunities, aligning with a gender equality approach.
Well, after the collection and coding of the results, we found 5 subtopics that were relevant for us and other researchers published before. First, the integration of gender equality and human rights principles in education is critical for student development, aligning with views from UNESCO and others. Despite this, resistance from some parents shows a gap in understanding and acceptance of these policies, a challenge also highlighted by Alegría, who discusses societal barriers in pending policy implementation. Next, we explore addressing gender stereotypes. Teachers' concerns about the harmful effects of stereotypes are backed by research, stressing the need to challenge these within educational systems. This is vital for the balanced development of all students, with studies supporting interventions that counter prejudiced views and promote equal opportunities. Lastly, there is a notable gap in teacher training on gender issues. Research indicates a significant shortfall in training programs at university levels, pointing to an urgent need for updated and relevant education for teachers. And hence, teacher training is essential for properly integrating gender equality principles into educational practices.
We observe an evolution in the application of the gender approach. Despite challenge, most teachers now integrate into their practices, indicating increased awareness and understanding. This reflects advancement in educational strategies and the growing acceptance of gender equality principles. Regarding the relationship between teachers and their institutions, our finding in Catholic schools suggests that institutional religious orientation doesn't always impair gender approach implementation. This underscores the importance of considering both institutional belief and individual teacher attitudes when implementing gender equality policies. This dual perspective is essential for effectively integrating gender perspective into educational settings, regardless of religious affiliations.
Finally, our conclusions are that teachers are increasingly integrating the gender approach into education, aligning with international standards and promoting holistic student development. This includes fostering awareness of human rights, diversity, and gender equality. They are adopting inclusive practices and showing flexibility in their teaching methods. Moving forward, education will focus on continuous teacher development, adaptable curricula, and comprehensive student growth, ensuring transformative learning experiences.
Challenges persist due to limited understanding and insufficient teacher training on the gender approach. Addressing this requires raising awareness among teachers, parents, and stakeholders, fostering collective efforts to expand knowledge and promote effective implementation. This will create new opportunities for teacher training and advance gender equality within educational system.
And that's all for today. Thank you for your attention. If you want to access our references, please scan the QR code. And if you have any questions, we are happy to answer them right now or via email. Our contact is in the references document. Thank you.